Hello and welcome to a broadcast produced by Friends with Terry Virgil. I'm Terry Virgil, your host and producer of this program. And today's episode is Cite, what is it? Well, let's put it this way. All liberals, all Democrats, all socialists, all communists, all those that believe in transgenderism, LGBTs, homosexuals, well, let's just put it in one big giant category. Sexual, immoral, and also those that support sexual immorality. They hate to use the word cite. They hate the idea of the word cite. They think an opinion is really a cite. Well, I'm going to give you the definition. And this is the very first words that I see in the very first definition. Quote, in parentheses, a passage, book, or an author as evidence for or justification of an argument or statement, especially in a scholarly work. I am a scholar. So I use cites all the time. I know how to write them. I know how to use them. I know how to do it. Definition number 2. Summons someone to appear in a court law. That's a cite. That's called a citation, by the way. That's a different form of it. Let's move down to another definition. To motion in a support, proof, or confirmation. Refer to as example. He cite many items of abuse of power. See, there are several of them. Here's another one. To call upon officially or authorization to appear in court. Yes, it has to deal a lot with court. And people and liberals hate this idea. And I mentioned the list of names of the people that hate the word cite. Matter of fact, I've been debating people in this idea of the so-called, well, I call it mythology, lie, and on the transgender thing, it's called a lie, which it is. And it is a criminal activity to call yourself a transgender person, period, end of sentence. But note that the first word that I listed, liberal. The second word is Democrat. And let's concentrate on those two words here. Liberals are those that rebel against society. And they also rebel against moral and morality. That's a liberal. That's the definition. Democrat. Well, the only source that we could come up with, the closest one that we can identify them with, is communism. They love Marxism. They love liberal ideas. They love to rebel. Trust me, when I grew up in the 1960s, I saw that all over the place. Rebellion, liberals. And you get the idea where I'm coming from. They don't like to use cites, a CIT type of a cite. And here's why. Because every CIT cite that they could come up shows them to be in the wrong. Each and every time. They cannot back up anything with a CIT cite. Last year we had 5 lawyers that came up with an opinion from a court about the immoral, indecency, the perverted idea of same-sex marriage. And you know what they based it on? Their opinion? 5 lawyers? Nothing. No cites. CIT. They were all liberals. This is why, and you can prove it throughout every place that you go to. Listen to the words that come from Hillary Clinton. No CITs. No way she wants to cite. No way she wants to quote anything. All she does is say, it's my opinion. Obama. Okay, we heard Obama say something about that all public schools, now it's all schools across America, have got to provide a transgendered changing room, locker room, and bathroom without a site, without a CIT. In other words, it's a directive from a government agency, a government person stating their own facts without any CIT. That's why you got to challenge every liberal. They hate challenges, by the way, because they know that they're wrong. They got no proof. That's why when I looked at an article the other day about Texas Lieutenant Governor challenging Obama, all the Texas governor wants is a CIT. Just give me one CIT. And you know what the response today is? Nothing. That's why when you debate liberals, you know you're going to win if you got CITs, cites, or citation that could back up what you're saying. I use them all the time. People hate that idea. Matter of fact, when I went to college, liberals hated the fact that they couldn't win their debates against me. And one of them asked me the question, and I remember this person asking me very clear. I said, well, number one, I have a site that I can use, and it's CIT. They said, well, biblical facts are not CITs. I says, well, wait a second. Yes, it is. You just don't like the idea. Plus, I did not use in any of my debates a biblical reference. I said that to this person. She said, well, there's got to be something there. I said, no, there isn't. You take a look at all the transcripts of all my debates that I had against you or any of your so-called liberal buddies. You had no CITs. You had no proof, no backup. It was all based on opinion. And this person said, well, what's in a... They said, well, we can't find a CIT to back up our opinion. I said, well, that's your problem. You don't find a CIT. So you make something up out of your head. And I said, each and every time I had an opinion, it was backed up with the CIT. And I never used my own opinion. I used the CIT as my opinion. So, what is a CIT? Believe it or not, it's a backup source. You heard me say it's used in law, mostly. Yes, I've studied law. And I've studied the Constitution very clearly. That's my strongest point. And the thing of it is, when you talk about something else, too, that liberals love to talk about, climate control or climate changing or global warming, you ask them about their CIT, and they give you no answer. Can they prove it? Well, the temperature's raising on the thermometer. We got more storms. Can you prove it? And here's the real answer. No, they can't. But I could prove them wrong by going back 100 years and looking at the same events almost. Not quite the same. Maybe a little difference here and there. And I could show them, I said, look, this temperature 100 years ago is hotter than it is today. So what are you telling me? That it's global warming because it's getting cooler outside? Yes, I understand that they could probably produce pollution control measures in the atmosphere. Yes, I could see that coming. I also could see them say, well, look at the ozone layer. That's their cite. That's not a cite. That's not a fact. There's no proof. How do you measure it? So that's the thing of it is, when people like me come around that are conservative and ask them for a cite so that we can review the cite, at least we can see some evidence here, you know what they give me? Nothing. I actually had one person give me a site, believe it or not, had a virus attached to it. It got caught, and I told him about it. I said, the next time you send anything like that, I'm going to have you arrested. They said, you can't do that because I didn't know that site had that attached to it. I said, yes, you did. So don't do it again. But the thing is, it didn't wipe out my computer or even get hacked in. Because they were so they did that because they were so angry because they couldn't produce a CIT. Liberals and Democrats, that's why we're focusing on them mainly today, right now. Communists come up with something else, even just as drastic as the Democrats and liberals. Well, they're all the same. But they come up with a little bit more and say, we're right, you're wrong. That's hearsay. Hearsay is not a CIT. I even told the liberals and Democrats that too once. I said, look, you like to go on what we call hearsay. Well, where's your hearsay cite that could back it up? Well, they would say, that person said it, and that person is a political leader. I have to believe it. You mean you're going to believe someone that tells you that peanut butter is not made out of peanuts? You see the point that I'm getting? Or are you going to tell me that water really isn't water? See, they can't back it up. Not one liberal, not one Democrat could back up anything on a CIT. We know Obama can't back up anything on a CIT because he has none. We know the 5 lawyers couldn't back up anything on CIT because they have none. You notice how I put it in the legal terms. A citation is something that has got proof, and you could bring in a summons in order to debate it. They don't even like the fact that I like to use thesis all the time. Because here's why. My thesis is every time can back up what I'm saying as with CITs, and every time I use the CIT, it's my opinion. Even if I don't agree with everything in this CIT, it's still my opinion. Because it's facts. It's proof. And it's truth. Whenever you can back up anything on facts, proofs, and truth with CIT, then you got strong evidence. You got judicial evidence. You got proof. See, science needs judicial evidence to say, okay, that's true. We have to use it. Years ago, whenever they had the scientific debate over anything, they actually had to bring in a judge to listen to both sides of the argument. So, a CIT has a lot more power in it than anything that is called hearsay, which liberals and Democrats like to use. Yes, we do hear some Republicans use the same tactics as the liberals and Democrats. I'm not going to beat around the bush with that idea. I'm not backing them up at all here. But when you come up with a CIT, you got your proof. You got your evidence. If you notice, I pick on the group, well, they're the only groups that you got to pick on, which is your transgendered people that have no CIT. They have no proof that a boy is actually supposed to be a girl at birth. There's no proof of that. Or a girl is supposed to be a boy at birth. There's no proof of that. can't back it up. You can't back